What is up, gamers? Staxwell's back at it again today with our least controversial series ever. No one ever complains about this. It is the cards that I think are too cheap right now. I think all of these are good pickups. I've picked one or two copies up of each of them myself, and I'm just going to run you through why. I'm not telling you to buy them out. I'm just saying maybe you should get a copy or two yourself, just as a player who may need these cards in the future. No Raid Shadow Legends ads, no time wasted. Let's just jump straight into it. I don't know if a lot of you guys even know that this card exists. It's called the Librarian. It's a mentor and it's only legal in Blitz. All of the mentors are. But let's read this card out loud. It's a illusionist mentor. It's not just like something only Prism could play. Any illusionist could play it. So the new illusionist coming up could play it, right? And it's once per turn. Whenever you create a spectral token, draw a card. What? Isn't the whole new hero supposed to just do that? That's his whole gimmick. If there are three or more less encounters on it, or draw a card, put a less encounter on it. If there's three or more less encounters on it, banish this card and search your deck for a specialization. Who knows what the specialization could be, but you guys could just imagine the overall power level of a card like the Librarian. I'm specifically talking about the rainbow foil today. A lot of people probably don't know this either. This was a promo from entering a calling like 2 or 3 years ago. So when you have like a limited supply, like how many people even entered that calling? Who knows? Maybe a couple hundred. A limited supply, and then huge potential upside in the future. I think this card is just way too cheap right now. I think all the rainbow mentors are too cheap right now, and we'll kind of touch on that later. But this one is at the very top of the list. Oldhim, the rainbow foil. I also think this card's too cheap. We recently seen, this was like a buy a box promo. We recently seen the buy a box rainbow foil heroes of Monarch go pretty crazy as well. Like if you think of other heroes like Chain and Prism, like their rainbow foils are like $10-15. So then we look at the Tales of Aria ones, right? And they're like $5 for this one. I think like $3 for the Briar. But then if you look at the Lexi, which is the same promo from the same set, it's just a little bit more hype at this exact moment. It's like $25 for the Rainbow. So let's not wait for Oldhim to be hype again. Let's just pick it up now before it spikes. I think that's a good idea. We've talked about this on the channel that all the other rainbow foil majestics, all the rainbow foil majestics from Welcome to Wraith are just bought. Like they're just gone. They're dried up. They're all like $30 each. A lot of the rainbow foil commons are drying up. All of the rainbow foil good cards from that set are gone. Except the supers, I think a lot of people are kind of sleeping on them. Specifically, Sand Sketch Plan is one of them, I think, that people are just not giving it the respect it deserves. It's like $2-3 after shipping. So if you ever plan on playing Brute, I would recommend picking up a playset of this. Brute and things like this, these are some of the things we need to pay attention to. Ranger's hype right now, Assassin's hype right now, so let's not buy a ton of Assassin and Ranger cards. Let's go back and buy the other classes, so when they get support, we'll be ready for it. Sand Sketch Plan, foil, $3. Criminally cheap, I think. Cranial Crush, same lane. It's like, this one's a little bit more expensive. It's like $5, but that's because it's better as well. So I also think all the same reasons this is a good pickup. Guardian will get a new Guardian one day, and it'll be hype again, and all the Guardian cards will spike, and we'll wish we had more Cranial Crushes. Minerva, this one actually seen play, this mentor. It seen play in Kasai against Oldhim, so this one's already proven to be good. And again, rainbow foil, calling entry, limited supply, potential upside. It just seems very cheap to me. And same with Lady, whatever this is. A lot of people think after Dusk Till Dawn we're going to the Badlands, and in the Badlands obviously we're gonna get a lot of Brute stuff. So that's why I have a lot of focus toward Brute in this market watch kind of thing here, is because I think Brute's gonna be the next class to spike. Endless Arrow, another super rare that I think is actually too cheap, even with all of the Ranger hype. I don't see how it's only $10 for the super rare. Maybe it's because a lot of lists aren't including it yet, but as we get into more like D-React heavy Ranger mirrors and things like that, fatigue might to start be a bit of a concern for these heroes, and they may want to start playing these. I can't believe they don't play them now. I think it's a little bit too cheap. This one I could be off base on, but I think it's a good pickup. Briar, same thing. It's $3 or $4 depending on the shipping. Just way too cheap. I mean, honestly, if someone just came and bought, this guy's selling 5 of them for $2.90. Like, just pick up all 5. It's just such a good deal. These cards. Ursa the Soul Reaper. This is the card that Chain summons off of his specialization Eclipse, a pretty niche card. A lot of new players probably never even heard of this card before. So in Dusk Till Dawn, Chain is coming back. So we'll be allowed to play Blitz again, so we'll be allowed to summon Ursa again. But Ursa was like the main focal point of some of the new promotional art coming for the calling in the future. Yeah, Ursa was like a main focal point of that. So I doubt that they're showing us Ursa again, just like, hey, you could summon this guy off Eclipse. I'm sure that they're going to print some other kind of way for us to summon Ursa, and that's why they're pushing the art of him so much. That one's a little bit more speculative, but even if it's just off Eclipse, I mean, people still play Eclipse, and Ursa's still a good card, and it's still worth a pickup. The Rainbow Foil is $10. The Cold Foil is about $50, which I also think is a good pickup. I just highlighted the Rainbow here because this feels a little bit more in reach to the $10 price points. Kraken's Aether Vein, the Cold Foil, is about $10. This is a Majestic from Everfest, so not the most popular set ever opened, and then Cold Foil Majestic is not the easiest card to open either. And then you could see a world in which LSS prints more synergies to pump arcane damage and things like that. And if they keep printing more synergies that do that, Kraken's Aether Vein will just go crazy. And then Wizard is, a class that has kind of hinted at that type of support in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that type of support moving forward. Channel the Bleak Expanse, I think specifically the Rainbow version, it's $2.50. I think this could be the direction that, heroes like Oldhim and Icelander go to combat the Azaleas and things like that. Denies the Death Dealer draw and the Knock the Death Whistle, among other things. I think this could be a new tool for Ice heroes moving forward to combat this new meta. And if other people also think that and start turning to this card as well, then I could see this card spiking heavily. Another thing I want to talk about is just like, I'm just going to highlight Alpha Rampage here, but you could just go to TCG Player, filter Majestics, or Flesh and Blood, shop all, filter Majestics, sort low to high. And then you'll find stuff like this, Alpha Rampage, 35 cents plus $1 shipping. But like, look at this guy's selling it 40 cents each plus $1 shipping. But he's selling 10 of them, right? So you could just throw all 10 in your cart and get the whole cart for $4 or $5 after shipping. And have 10 Alpha Rampages, that's like 50 cents an Alpha Rampage. That's pretty insanely cheap to me, and I think it's undervalued. So yeah, just go through and kind of take a look at the cheaper Majestics and maybe make some educated pickups like that. I think Alpha Rampage is a good one, and that's why I highlight it. You could see a world in which where is it? Lady Barhemont allows you to search a specialization, and that specialization you want to search is Alpha Rampage. You could see a world where something like that would happen. Who knows? I'm not saying exactly that, but there's a lot of reasons Alpha Rampage could be good again. Pulse Wave Harpoon. No one's looking at Dash right now. This card used to be like $15, $20, and now it's down to $7.70. So if you don't have a playset of that and you have any interest in Dash, I can't imagine an iteration of Mechanologist that's not playing Pulse Wave Harpoon. I think it's a fantastic pickup. Last thing I want to talk to you guys about today is I am hosting a case tournament that's going to be on April 22nd. It's going to be 100% on Talishar, online only, and it's going to be available to all my patrons. Just join the Patreon if you want to join that tournament. It's only $10 a month, and I will have a video somewhere on screen here kind of going in a little bit more into detail about that. Thank you so much, gamers. That's all I got for you guys today. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, subscribe. Help the algorithm help me out. Later.